Hi. Morning of a very different day. We're doing a reaction video of rockets. Rocket launch the biggest bombs in rocket history. Back to the top 10 homemade bomb.
There are plenty of amazing rocket builds, and this video is going to showcase some of the best amateur rockets ever created. So stay tuned and let's begin the top 10 countdown. A few of us have heard about the original V-2 from World War II. It was the first long-range guided missile, which had a fearful purpose, but thankfully it was completely inaccurate. We skip forward a few years and look at one of the most impressive replicas of the V-2.
I know that rocket, actually. Landing gang on rocket tester. I might do an episode today. It's literally midnight right now. And I might do it. I knew that in the game.
Rocket.
That's a real
This
thing.
colossal 400-pound V-2 rocket model was built by two crazy amateurs, and it has one powerful O and two N motors. It's one of the more powerful amateur rockets out there with 15,000 pounds of force, and it fortunately does not carry any warheads or explosives. At number 9, the perfected Phoenix 4. Kurt Delius is known in the community for building state-of-the-art rockets. His epic two-stage rocket exhibits virtually no friction or tip-off during its critical separation. There is a little bit of mystery on how this rocket was actually built, but its exit cone is built out of 18 layers of carbon fiber, and it has a unique airbag type of deployment for its parachute. The Phoenix is impressive and is capable of going over 200,000 feet, and maybe even setting a world record. So Kurt definitely puts my rocket build in the shame.
Dude, I'm literally bigger than that rocket. I swear to God. I'm literally bigger than that rocket.
And I'm sure he'll build more amazing stuff in the future. At number 8, the epic Heroes 3 rocket. A student team from a German university built a really epic hybrid rocket which shattered world records. The rocket motor uses a mixture of nitrous oxide and wax, and it propelled the Heroes to over 2 times the speed of sound. Now, reaching 100,000 feet is a pretty big accomplishment, and I give huge credit to the student team. And I don't think this type of hybrid record will be surpassed anytime soon, unless the team actually builds a 4th generation cutting edge model and breaks more records. At number 7, the Dark Shadow. Air Command Rockets has mastered the art and challenges to building water rockets. And although reaching 1700 feet may seem a little bit trivial, it's actually a huge achievement for water rocketry. The key to the rocket is that it has a pressure chamber which is built out of carbon fiber.
What the shit? I got high.
And it can withstand over 600 psi of pressure. The Dark Shadow achieved a speed of over 259 miles per hour, and it broke over 49 Gs of acceleration. And to top this all off, the rocket is 100% reusable. At number 6, the towering Saturn V rocket model. Steve built one of the tallest and heaviest amateur rockets. It's a 1/10 scale replica of the real Saturn V, and it produced over 40,000 pounds of thrust. The impressive rocket was over 36 feet tall and it weighed over 1,600 pounds, so it no doubt brought some nostalgia back, and it exemplifies the balance.
Wow, if you didn't know this, I was actually the first rocket to be used. I was a rocket to be used to get to the moon.
Between weight and force. The Behemoth carried over 8 N-class motors surrounding one powerful P-class motor. But even with all that power, it only reached 4,400 feet. And I just hope Steve shows us amateurs up once again and builds another Saturn V. At number 5, the Guided Sapphire rocket. To reach orbital space, you'll need more than just raw power, and the Sapphire is one of the few amateur rockets which can actually steer its way into the sky. It has an impressive navigation and thrust vectoring system, which locks the rocket onto its trajectory, and the system relies on a 3-axis accelerometer and gyroscope, so when it comes to accuracy, the Sapphire will go exactly where you want it to. And to be honest, this is pretty much a guided missile, and let's just hope that North Korea will never get their hands on this thing. At number 4, the incredible DART project. If you like building homemade rockets, then you probably heard of the magical rocket candy fuel. It's a rocket propellant which can be pretty much made by anybody, and it's a mixture of sugar and potassium nitrate. So it's one thing to get a rocket to go a few thousand feet, but the DART project is one of the most impressive sugar rockets I have ever seen. It reached a staggering altitude of 57,000 feet, and if that's not crazy enough, the creator is building another two-stage rocket which will reach 100,000 feet. At number 3, the Vulcan Dash 1.
That's NASA, dude. You're not NASA. Actually, I shouldn't be sassy like that. I don't like being sassy. I really like rockets, like nukes. I don't know, maybe I'm a maniac and I like nukes, but I like rockets. They're really cool for humanity.
A student team from the University of San Diego created a really powerful 3D printed rocket engine. The incredible 3D printed engine is liquid fueled, and it has a thrust of over 750 pounds of force. Towering at over 20 feet, the rocket reached into the sky and set a world record for universities. It also symbolized the progression of 3D printing and how the technology can actually be the key to affordable space travel. There are tons of rocket companies which are already jumping on the 3D printing bandwagon, so I think it's going to be really exciting to see a new evolution in rocket manufacturing. Launch! At number 2, the Quake rocket. This Q-powered rocket was really epic, and just like the video game, it also set a new frontier in its field. The Quake produced over 4,000 pounds of thrust for 8 seconds, and it reached an altitude of over 121,000 feet. At this extreme elevation, your blood would basically boil and you'd freeze within seconds, so it's really fast and really high. But you're still not quite reaching space. The rocket was intended to capture a $5,000 prize, but it did not get the award due to a GPS tracking error. And I'm sure the rocket cost more than that to build anyways. So we finally reached number 1, the Go-Fast rocket. The mind-blowing Go-Fast set world records as the highest and fastest amateur rocket ever launched. It even surpassed the Kármán line, which is 330,000 feet, and it represents the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. The rocket reached this altitude by hitting a top speed of over 3,500 miles per hour, which is over Mach 4. The Go-Fast had a solid rocket motor which weighed over 600 pounds and it produced over 16,000 pounds of thrust. But aside from producing staggering numbers, it was quite inspiring to see the edge of space from one amateur rocket.
That's it, so bye. But a couple facts about space. The space between us and the moon, Earth and the moon, it's so far that you can see all the planets in our solar system, not the sun. All the other planets but the sun in our solar system between Earth and the moon. Like Pluto, Saturn, Moon, Pluto, Saturn, Mars, a bunch of things. And the sun is 5,700 something degrees Celsius. And that's all. That's all. So yeah. Alright, bye. Bye. And have a nice day. Goodbye.